state as well as the country. And now they are doing innovative planning. They are digitizing the manuscripts also, and the digitization process is going on further. I'm sure this workshop will provide new ideas and new techniques and methodologies for the places. So this is a laudable attempt at the workshop with the content directed towards various preventive measures, which will in the lectures will be of great help and useful to researchers in the field of manuscriptology, and especially to those budding youngsters who are working in the manuscript libraries scattered all over the country. I'm very happy to participate in this one and get benefited. I cordially welcome all the workshop. I'm sure that their stay and participation will be fruitful in handling the manuscripts in a better way than before. So during its history exceeding over 5,000 years, India has produced a large wealth of literature pertaining to different facets of knowledge. This vast material has been preserved down the generations, both in oral and written forms. In written forms, this enormous corpus of literature is spread over different languages and scripts, and on different kinds of material like brickbats or palm leaves, cloth, leather, ivory, wood, stone and paper. The wealth of palm leaf and paper manuscript in India and abroad is beyond our assessment. So a large number of manuscripts are there, as scripts in India is 50 lakhs. And the Indian manuscripts available in European countries are 60,000. Indian manuscripts in South Asia and Asian countries is 1,50,000. The number of manuscripts recorded in Sanskrit, 67% of the manuscripts are in Sanskrit. There are other Indian languages also. There are Arabic and Persian and Tibetan languages. They are about 8% or so. So a lot of manuscripts are there. To my knowledge, still unnoticed or unidentified material is there. As I went to Kadapa to inaugurate one function here at the Venkateswara University, the Brown Library Center is there, bag like that. So many people at that function itself, they have come and given the manuscript, the palm leaf manuscript. People said that they are very rare and the new material they have brought up. So like that. So some of the major institutes working in the assessment and prevention, conservation and restoration are not only ancient palm manuscripts but also cultural manuscripts are done by most of the governmental institutions. Voluntary organizations are also doing that. The trusts and temples, even individuals have a lot of material. And the role of the university is very much a large collections of manuscripts to sustain research. These holdings have a low national mission for manuscripts. So preservation of the store of house of knowledge in the form of manuscript presents significant in a state of damage or decay. A significant part of it is unknown, inaccessible and fragmented, required by the government, both central and state, in collaboration with the universities, research institutes. All these are to be coordinated and collect and preserve the material. So conservation programs are being, of course, taken place. The need for conservation stems from the unique nature of the manuscripts, which many of them are very brittle and they need to be taken care of. If these become unusable through decay or wear or tear, they cannot be simply be replaced by another material specimen, as in the case of printed books. The printed book is lost, again that material can be printed, but here if that is lost, we cannot reproduce or replicate that. The conservation strategies commonly include such as active intervention to repair damage or arrest further decay. So the training is very essential. I am sure this workshop will provide such type of training or information for all the participants. The National Mission for Manuscript has been actively involved in imparting the training on conservation, preservation and cataloging methods to in-service librarians. However, these training inputs focus more on the preservation and conservation. There is a need to develop training modules to other aspects of manuscripts, more especially training needs to be imparted in the following. Electronic record management of manuscript, good cataloging, it can be placed on web, that will be of very useful to the users, for the researchers. Of course, the learning ancient scripts is also very much required, because in order to have the translation and other things, training programs in that also are needed. So organizing this 3-day workshop, the learner resource persons will be delivering a lot of information which will be very much useful. I wish this 3-day workshop, already they have been doing that. A lot of international conferences also they are organizing in many of these aspects. I wish the department to take up more and more activities and get good development, which will be acquiring a good name and fame that will add to the prestige of the university.
Thank you, sir. Now,
PSV Oriental Research Institute, and today's morning's functions president, Professor Venkateswara University, and revered and beloved Vice Chancellor of our university, Professor Venkateswara University. Just to honor Professor Mysore, the Senior Research Officer, National Mission for Manuscripts, New Delhi. And he spoke something in Sanskrit, which I could not understand anything about him. When he spoke in Sanskrit, it went like a flying saucer over my head. But anyway, I could understand that he's a great scholar. And the participants all come from different manuscript libraries from all over the country, probably from Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, and Kerala. He said people have not come from Kerala. The university, the learned faculty, my colleagues. It's a privilege. I'm extremely happy because this is connected to me also, because I've been a literature man. I taught for more than 30 years in the Department of Telugu. I know a little bit of what manuscripts are, what the value of manuscripts are like. See, prevention is better than cure. You know, the tradition, the heritage that we have for over thousands and thousands of years, but we're neglecting it and we're losing them. Once we lose it, we'll not get back, because palm leaves or whatever is being written in palm leaves, only it will go for about 500-600 years. After that they get destroyed, they become brittle, we'll be losing it. So it's a great tradition that we have to preserve them. And it's wonderful that instead of having seminars, having just reading out the papers, how to do it and all that, they are the people who are important, who are keeping them preserved in different places like Benares, it can be a Benares University or Calcutta University or Saraswati Granthalayam of Varanasi or any other place, wherever these manuscripts are being preserved, how to preserve these things. At this juncture, I would like to make one mention. Say Egypt, like jewel of Egypt. I call this Water Institute as jewel of in the town of the university, because they have been doing an excellent job over years and been printing and preserving these manuscripts here. And you know, instantly I came to know that one of the Vedic manuscripts which have swara are unique in our unit. The prevention is that, as the Vaisnava has been telling, that it's very difficult until I have dedicated, committed attitude towards work, towards your health. I know I have to mention about C.P. Brown. Entire Telugu literature which started probably from the 11th century to till very recent. Until Brown, it was in darkness, and C.P. Brown was the one man who brought them into light, who brought all the manuscripts, whatever available, and he got them printed. Probably the printing started way back in 1500s by Chinese. So the printing has come into picture only in 1500s. Who came down to India and worked as a collector of Kadapa. He took all the trouble. He called all the pandits, scholars. He actually edited them. All those things he has edited and got them into light. And at this juncture, I feel all the entire Telugu literature people or entire Telugu people, the Telugu speaks 67. I found some Tadapatra Granthas in many houses in Chennai. Many people, particularly Kadapa being the geographically located, centrally located district of Andhra Pradesh. There you find in every house one Tadapatra Grantha. So such things are found in Kadapa, anywhere. I mean, the Oriental Research Institute should have a drive, personal drive, like its own institute. That's one thing. Appealing is one thing. And a personal drive, like they can send field workers to different places and try to get those things which are lying in different places, which are not used. Nobody knows. Some of the people do not know even the value of manuscripts that they are holding in their house. And then I'm extremely happy that this workshop is being organized by the ORI, with the collaboration of National Mission for Manuscripts under the Ministry of Tourism and Culture, Government of India, is primarily in nature and would be beneficial for the custodians of manuscript depositors. The purpose of the workshop is to create awareness among the participants, most of whom are working in the manuscript libraries, about the preservative measures to be taken for the preservation of manuscripts. As a director of Telugu Academy, when somebody like a scholar like some 1080 had come, he had published so many books on Paululi Mallana and all those things. Paululi Mallana is one of the great mathematicians who has written something in work. I'm really grateful to them. When I asked them, they gave all the 5 copies in a CD, and that man has been working on that. So that's how even for people who are from outside, if they ask for some information with regard to palm leaves, the institute is supplying. So that way they are spreading the knowledge to other people also. And then the palm leaves have been digitalized here in Ori. I proudly say 60,000 palm leaves have been digitalized in this particular institute. There has been written like 60,000 manuscript titles. Manuscript titles are there. Sorry, pardon me. I am proud of my institute, and on behalf of the university, I appreciate them for the services rendered to palm leaf preservation. Once it gets digitalized properly, and TT has also been helping our cause here to have this institute and digitalized things. And I don't want to take much time because the workshop is more important than the lectures. I hope that you are waiting for the keynote address by Mr. Professor Devanathan. Hope I would have, I am interested to hear, listen to him, but because of my, without even showing up his presence, he encourages so much. On behalf of the department, I also say thanks to our Vice Chancellor for the encouragement given to the department. Thank you very much. Good morning everybody. Thanks a lot.
Manuscripts Saraswati Saraswate Dhirarva Tisro Devir Barhiredam Sadam Varnanam Arthasanghalanam Chakartaro Vande Vani Vinay Venkateswara Reddy, President of the session, Honorable Vice Chancellor of this esteemed university, Professor N. Prabhakar Rao ji, respected Professor J. Pratap, respected teachers, dear participants. First, I would like to shift my lecture language Hindi as suggested by Professor देवनाथन जी। पांडुलिपियां किस तरह से भारत के बौद्धिक इतिहास, इंटेलेक्चुअल हिस्ट्री को एकदम से बदल देती। अभी माननीय कुलगुरु प्रोफेसर प्रभाकर राव जी ने आप सबको बताया कि एक सुविचारित तथ्य है और अभी तक राष्ट्रीय पांडुलिपि मिशन को 30 लाख पांडुलिपियों का पेपर कंजर्वेशन को उतना महत्व इंपॉर्टेंस नहीं दिया गया जिसके 50 लाख पर पहुंच जाए। मुझे तो लगता है कि शायद यह संख्या 50 लाख से भी अधिक है, क्योंकि यदि आप गुजरात और राजस्थान की बात करें तो केवल 2 प्रांतों में 20 लाख उनको संगठित करने वाले, संरक्षित करने वाले हमारी जो ऋषि परंपराएं हैं, जो आज तक भी है वो, और देश का सबसे बड़ा संग्रह 2 लाख पांडुलिपियों का संग्रह कैलाश सागर। तो राष्ट्रीय पांडुलिपि मिशन ने अपने कार्यक्रम, अन्य जो उसके कार्यक्रम हैं, मुख्य रूप से 4 उद्देश्य हैं राष्ट्रीय पांडुलिपि मिशन का। एक, प्रिजर्वेशन एंड कंजर्वेशन ऑफ द मैनुस्क्रिप्ट लोगों को पहुंचा सकते हैं, और विशेष रूप से आप लोग जब सीख के जाइए तो अपनी अपनी संस्था में जो विद्वान हैं, जो शोधकर्मी कार्य कर रहे हैं, जो है उठाकर रखने और देखने में ये काफी क्षरित हो जाती हैं और आने वाली पीढ़ी को उसका लाभ नहीं मिल पाता है। देवनाथन जी का जो वक्तव्य है वो आप सबके लिए विशेष महत्वपूर्ण है, तो मैं इस बात को बहुत आगों के सानिध्य में सफल होगी और इस सफलता का श्रेय किसी न किसी रूप में ओरिएंटल रिसर्च इंस्टीट्यूट को मिलेगा। मैं एक बात बता दूं कि शास्त्र के नाम से आज भी ओरिएंटल रिसर्च इंस्टीट्यूट प्रसिद्ध है। जब भी क्षण में यह योगदान कभी किसी मानवीय भावी पीढ़ी को मिलेगा। धन्यवाद।
Professor Venkateswara Reddy garu for inviting me and to be present here. First of all, I would like to congratulate Reddy garu for a lot of service to the Sanskrit language, especially Sanskrit language. I have been observing it and I have gone through many of his edited works like Virod Varuthini and other works. He has got tremendous potential. Agile director of this ORI. This ORI Institute, the prestigious institute of SV University, has got a number of very good faculty members, good scholars. That is also a fortune. And coming to the point of this keynote address, of manuscripts is a core point. It's the most important thing. Yes. Before the traditional scholars should be first connected. Data should be collected from different directions of India. Preservation. That is the most important thing. Some years back, some 50, 60 years back, what was done in Gurukula system, they got only paper manuscripts. They don't write the topic of title of that book, and the first 3 or 4 lines will be missing. If they write, they will not write the title. They will not write some first 4. Now we are writing the first 3 or 4 lines and last 3 or 4 lines for the colophon purpose. What they will do that stealing act, they know. Because even though they don't write the first 3 lines, they don't write the topic, but they know this is book of Vipattivada, this is book Samanya Nirti, they know. Thus, that kind of act leads to some ambiguity in later years. Nowadays, people don't find what is a manuscript. They could not understand. How can they understand? These are the problems existing. To avoid these problems, you have to contact the real scholars who are living in Guru. Of course, normally I compete. In London, the bundles of manuscripts were exported. They take no problem in preservation, but nobody knows. No, palm leaves is an art. In Tamil, Grantha Lipi, drafted by the person who is indulging in that art. But normally, this kind of the printed, the person who has access only to printed works cannot do that thing. But our Vidyapita scholars have gone to different villages. They got manuscripts. They convinced the people. Normally, people in remote villages, they don't understand what is what is. We don't know. We don't know these shastras. We don't know these kavyas. No. But this is the wealth, sampradaya, daya. This is daya. We cannot give up. So we will not give away. Then our Vidyapita has convinced them. Some of them were convinced. Not to NMM is but you are a national mission. This mission should work internationally. Because one more thing I want to mention in this juncture. Everyone knows about Max Muller. Helped him. That's why Max Muller wrote, if you want to understand Indian Pandit, but don't rely on them, you should have your own conclusion. That's what he told. Okay, but the 75-80% of manuscripts have gone to Germany. Nobody has access to those manuscripts. These manuscripts had the other thing. But what we have to do is, we have to two things. We have to reach remote villages and remote people who are living remotely without any recognition. Recognition is not needed. Without any recognition, they are living in villages and are in very good institutions also. So only some people are coming up, some people are getting the recognition, due recognition. We have to first reach those people, and we have to connect the foreign manuscripts and the Indian pundits by esteemed speakers earlier. The work of Shishya to open the manuscript book in the book form, which was to be taught, and afterwards, after the teaching is over, he has to bundle that. The bundling, the process should be known first of all. Before entering the class, yes, even 50 years back in the villages, our own Guruji, Ramanuja Tattacharya, he studied like that. He studied Vedanta Shastra in this manner only. So, of course, I just may prolong for 6 to 10 minutes. I should do more. I once again for this great endeavor. Thank you.
సేకరించండి, పరిష్కరించండి. మీరు గ్రామానికి ఇంటింటికి వెళ్ళాలని చెప్పారు.